Let me summarize yesterday better. Yesterday was a good, solid day of work, hard work, without a lot of time for extraneous things. Plus, I had some very interesting discussions with other human beings about ideas and challenges and next steps in life. I could say that I really gained some ground in understanding things like what are the consequences of the seeking after the high level risks in life only without attending to the deep level risk. I'll get to that when I talk about my principle, the risk of avoiding risk. I'm realizing now that doing that, focusing on the high level risk, which are education, career, home, family, and security, focusing on that, in a way, it's like standing too long on the sand at the beach. You know, when you've got the water, and the waves come up around your feet, and the waves go back. Every time they go back, they kind of pull sand out from under our feet, and we slip down a little bit. I expect most of you, if there's anybody out there watching this, have experienced that. And the next wave comes up, it comes back, and then you slip down a little bit more, and you're slowly burying yourself in the sand. I'm starting to see that that's what happens when we stay in one place for very long. Our feet begin to dig in, maybe even in a sort of way of laying down roots. We begin to get sustenance of the ground that we're in. We gain connections and reliance, and we become familiar with the circumstances, the vista that we see, the memory of our children running up and down on the sand around us, splashing in the water just over there. And just behind, that's where we had the picnic basket, where we sat together and watched the kids play and ate lunch together and enjoyed the coffee as the sun went down. It's not a bad thing, but it is a thing of becoming kind of, melded into the landscape of whatever choices we have made and whatever immovability we brought upon ourselves by our resolution to stay put. The consequence of that may be to that when the day comes that we want to go someplace else, we may not be able to extricate our feet from the sand. And even if we can get our feet out, we may not be able to, we may not want to leave. For the memories are here, the past experiences are here. Our footprints are just over there. The picnic basket and blanket are still up there, blown a little bit in the sand, but they're all up there. This is the beach. This is the spot. This is where it all happened. How could I ever leave this behind? For what? For something new, something unknown, something dangerous? And so I'll contrive some reasons. There's this, then there's that could stand in the way. Well, what if this happens? And another thing. What about them? They need us. And this is the way it's always been. Let's just defer this for another year. And before long, there's not enough time. There's not enough energy. We're a little too weak and fragile. The die is set. The mold has been made. We set our imprint upon the world. And then we go and leave behind a memory and a kind of a swirling remembrance around the place in the sand where our feet had once been buried, and a few more waves and it'll all be smooth and gone again. Flat, like we'd never been there. And our kids will remember for a while that that's where we stood. And this is where they played. And that's where the picnic basket was at before. And where we all had our lunch. And then they're gone too. And then the basket, the blanket are either removed by someone or blown away. And another family takes a spot on that beach. And they have a blanket. And they brought lunch. And there's kids. And they're playing just over there. Be careful. Watch it in the water there. And him and her are on the sand right over here. They brought some chairs. And they have their lunch. And they'll find a nice place to put the chairs, and maybe they'll build a little fire with sticks, not bonfire, but a campfire with sticks in the evening when the wind blows. And they'll have hot chocolate from a thermos for the sweaters. Don't forget to put your sweater on. The wind is getting cold. And there's a spot in the sand where maybe the dad went, and the kids were playing, keeping an eye on them as the kids were splashing about, and he noticed his feet sinking in slowly with the waves. It felt good, the sand between the toes. That's a life. It's a fine life. A very fine life indeed.